Chef and the Good Foodie. I'm the Good Foodie.
And I'm the Sassy Chef.
Thanks for joining us. Hey, Sassy Chef. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Did you have a good week?
We did so far.
What you been doing this week for your food truck?
Shopping, getting ready for the weeks. Roadside today, then roadside tomorrow, and 3 events for this weekend. So,
3 events in one weekend.
yes, 2 in one day, and 4 because I have 2 Friday and 2 Saturday. So,
wow, it's like 4 events in 36 hours kind
yeah,
of thing.
yes.
That wears you out.
Breaking down from one and going straight to the other.
At least you're prepped and ready to go.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
I'm halfway there.
I did 2 lunches this week. I did a surgery center on Monday, and I did a school yesterday on Tuesday. I took today to just kind of rest and clean. And then tomorrow I'm going to go shopping. And then Friday, they're doing like a trunk or treat in town Friday evening. And I'm going to set up for that, but I'm going to go ahead and set up for the whole day and catch lunch and just be there all day and see how that goes. And then Saturday, I'm taking my boba trailer to a marching band contest and doing a fundraiser for the marching band where I give them so many dollars out of each boba I sell. And I'm going prepared for 500 bobas.
Oh, that's going to be a busy night.
I hope so. I hope I get to sell 500 bobas. I'm going prepared for it, and I don't want to bring it all home. But I enjoy doing just the boba trailer because when you're just doing bobas and not worrying about food, it's just more enjoyable.
You probably get to visit with the customers a little more.
I don't know. It depends on how busy it is. Yeah. Usually, when I do the boba trailer, there's usually a line. So it's just trying to get them out as fast as I can.
That's true. We're doing a trunk or treat this weekend, too. We're going to set up for Tim's Ford, the Haunted Island.
Okay.
Friday night, and then Saturday we'll be in Normandy, but Saturday night we'll be back at the Haunted Island and for the trunk or treat at Devil's Step. So that'll be exciting.
When you do the Haunted Island, are you going to decorate your food truck for Halloween?
I don't know. Are you going to decorate yours?
I think I am.
I think it'll be fun.
The trunk or treat. I don't know how. I think when I go shopping tomorrow, I'm on maybe go by the party store or Halloween store somewhere and see what I can find. It's too late to get anything off Amazon or somewhere.
Or even if the stores have it left.
Right. Well,
I mean,
I'm always last minute shopper. Yeah.
They're already moving that stuff out.
Yeah. They probably got Christmas out now.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I'll find something. If I can't find anything in the store, I'll do something homemade. I've got fall decorations, but if nothing else, I'll just do some jack-o'-lanterns or something. Put like a jack-o'-lantern on the counter.
Yeah.
Maybe some mums and a
little
jack-o'-lantern
candle
around under the bottom. I don't know. I bet Hobby Lobby has some stuff. Maybe. No.
Fall. They do not carry Halloween stuff.
That's true. They don't. Yeah. And I don't generally like spooky, but I like, fall. I can make it a little Halloween.
A little friendly ghost.
Yeah. I can get some of that cotton batting and make some spider webs or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's fun. I bought a bunch of candy at Costco the other day. So I'm prepared for that part.
How do you feel about going to Costco? And different locations like that?
Yeah, like I'm going shopping tomorrow. It's going to kill my whole day because a lot of my foods, I've got ethnic foods like you do.
Mm-hmm. And
you can't just get those from Cisco or Palmer or somewhere. They might have what I'm using, but it's going to be a more generic brand of what I'm using.
Yes.
And I really like using the authentic ingredients. So like my kimchi, I buy from a Korean market that they've made, and they're not going to have daikon, the pickled daikon I use. So I have to go to an Asian market to get that. And my falafel and stuff. I mean, those suppliers aren't going to have that. And I was talking to another food truck friend earlier this week. And, he was talking about, nobody has time to do all that driving around. I just get everything shipped right in from this one place. They bring it to me and it's done. And I think that depends on your product. I think for him, it works great.
Yeah, there's another food truck that she does the same. They bring it to her truck. Yeah. And it's just like, but a lot of the things we don't need in bulk like that.
Yeah, and they don't have any like real ethnic foods. Everything they have is pretty traditional, standard fare, and it's really good. Both of their food trucks are really good. But it's standard fare. And I just think when you've got the ethnic dishes, you got to shop around. And so tomorrow I'll make my circle. It'll take me several hours. I'll drive up to Nashville. I'll go up Nolensville Road and hit an Asian market and hit a Middle Eastern market and hit an Indian market because I buy some of my spices from the Indian market. And then I'll go up to downtown and go to Restaurant Depot and get some of my stuff. They have some things that I really like that Costco didn't have, and Palmer, I don't think Palmer has. And then I'll drive back down through Costco and get a few things because just I think like the quality of what I get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually get less at Costco than I used to. I'm getting more from that Restaurant Depot now. And then I'll call in a order to Palmer and get a few things to stop in Shelbyville on my way back. So it's like I make a big circle and it takes the whole day. But I
That's the way
track
we
my
are.
mileage. QuickBooks, will track your mileage. And so, boy, I'm tracking that mileage this year. I'm going to get that tax deduction.
We're going to start QuickBooks tomorrow because it will really help us a lot too because we do the same. We make a loop, but we're in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to the different stores to get our spices and stuff like that to make our sauces and stuff. It's just stuff we can't find at Cisco or Walmart or Kroger. So, I mean, I will get my lettuce, tomatoes, and stuff like that at Kroger or
I do too,
Walmart.
and I get my fresh produce at Kroger. When they have it, Kroger has just not had great fresh produce lately. I had to go to Food City the other day.
Oh, and red cabbage. Finding small little
green cabbage. Kroger and green cabbage and parsley. I had to go to Food City to get parsley the other day because Kroger's was all wilted. And I don't know if it's just the season, the time of year. I don't want to bash on Kroger because I get a lot of stuff from there, but lately the inventory's been suffering a little bit on the produce.
Oh yeah, we use a lot of cilantro. We went to one of the stores one day and they just had it packed in ice. It's like frozen. Like
you don't want that.
No, you can't make I can't make my sauce
if you're
with frozen.
Cook with it, that's different. Yeah. But if you're gonna make it in something where it needs to look fresh, like I sprinkle chopped cilantro on top of my butter chicken, and it's gotta look. It don't need to look frozen. It needs to look. Yeah. It don't need to be soggy.
Yeah. Even frozen, I don't think it would go very well in the sauce. So I like it to have fresh when it's chopped up. That flavor is different.
Yeah, and I think it makes a difference. I think when people eat our food, they taste that difference because we're using authentic, fresh ingredients. And I make my stuff like my turkey burgers and my black bean burgers. I mix them that morning. I don't make them like a week or two ahead of time and freeze them and keep stock in the freezer. I make them that morning.
I love your turkey burgers.
Well, thank you. But if I have a lot left over, I might freeze it because I don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
But usually my stuff's made that morning. I don't even make it the day before. I make it that morning fresh, and I think it shows up in the quality. And I think making that extra effort to drive to the ethnic stores and buy the real ingredients for our dishes makes that difference.
Yes, and we get that a lot, and people thanking us for like having fresh vegetables and everything on there, just a different option. I got away from my true menu of what I wanted to be was wraps and stuff to be healthy, and I totally changed my menu again just to get back to those more healthier options and got rid of my paninis and hot dogs and quesadillas because that's not what I wanted to do. So
I was thinking about getting rid of my paninis, but this week on my roadsides when I set up and my lunches I do, 80% of my sales were my paninis and not my bowls. And so I'm a little hesitant to get rid of them when I do things like this. That's what they want, what they order. And I try to do really good paninis, so I don't know. But when I do like music festivals and special events, I don't do paninis on the menu. Really just for the local crowd, I do the paninis.
We just really got away from it. It was just like it wasn't what I was wanting to do anymore, and it was just like I just don't want to do that. I want to be like
you for making that cut and making that call and doing that.
But it's like you said, it's hard because the menus the items we want to take off, we won't sell any of them for a while, and then all of a sudden we have 10 people want to order it, and I'm just like, did I make the right decision? But I mean,
they order something. Do they walk away and not order?
No, that they'll order something else.
Well,
so
I
mean,
then you didn't make the wrong decision. Probably
they're pretty good about trying new stuff, so it helps out a lot, and it's just it's just like a lot of waste to keep up with, and trying to keep up with all those different items, and hot dogs. We'll cook them, and then you won't sell any. Then the next time you don't have them, then people won't you'll cook a few and they want 20. It's just so hard. And it's just like I had to do something to help with food cost and waste and get that down.
So how do you track your inventory, your food cost and waste and all? What do you use to track all that?
Well, like you said, we were talking about earlier, we have the cost sheet that crosses our menu items out, lets us know how much all our menu items is. And I have a waste sheet that I keep up with what I throw away each day and kind of helps with my cost and stuff like that.
So you're really in tune with exactly how much you're using on cost of goods sold and waste
I
and
try to be as much as I can, but I don't have a inventory program to where like really helps me keep up with what we buy, and take it away as we use it and stuff like that. I wish we had something like more like that. I wish Square did that. If
I bet
anybody
there's
knows how to
something
do
out
that,
there. If anybody's listening and knows of something out there, a good way to track inventory, um, give us a comment and let us know, or let us know if Square does that.
and
Maybe I'll
how it
just do some
works.
research on that for next time and see what I can find.
Yeah.
See what Google says.
We couldn't find anything on Square except for like if you're selling T-shirts, it will keep up
Mhm.
with your inventory.
Right, but not like when you all these items that go into that item,
Yes.
like lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise and bread and
Or like our
the
case of
boat.
beef, or like,
Yeah.
keeps up with that or whatever.
Hmm.
It's hard. That's the hardest part for sure, is like keeping up with food costs and keeping our food costs down. Because I mean, I try to stay at 33% at the most,
Hmm.
but sometimes that gets hard.
I've got a spreadsheet I created myself, but I like put in all the ingredients into each item and then how much it costs me in bulk and then divide it out by the number of servings to see. And I include the disposable that goes in and the utensil and everything. And
Me too.
yeah, what I don't include in all that is my time shopping. But I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, we haven't figured out a way to do that either. We pretty much keep up with everything like you said, but not our time or our travel,
Mm-hmm.
other than our gas. But how I don't really know how to put that in that spreadsheet. So
Right. Well, I think if I'm keeping up with my mileage on QuickBooks, that'll get that tax deduction and that'll help, make up for some of that maybe.
yeah, we we were talking about something earlier about our I've totally lost track of what we were talking about earlier, about something with our cost and with our events and what we have left over and how
Mm-hmm.
we get rid of it and stuff like that. And I
What do
try to
you do?
set
Okay, so what if you have this? You anticipate this really big event and you really stock heavy, and then it doesn't meet your expectations. It's not that big of an event. You got all this extra inventory. What do you do for that?
we just try to set up roadside a lot just to get rid of it. If
Yeah,
we to do best we can and
I don't know
hope for
anything
the
else
best.
to do. I mean,
No,
yeah.
and
I
other
mean,
than
your
that,
meats and all you can freeze and save, but a lot of your other stuff, your produce and your breads and all, not necessarily frozen bread, just doesn't taste too good.
yeah, unless you're making toast out of it.
Avocado toast. Yeah, I'll do breakfast somewhere.
I wish there was enough support to do breakfast. I would set up and
Mm-hmm.
do not just the average breakfast, not
Mm-hmm.
the gravy and biscuits, not
Mm-hmm.
toasters. I would do like quiche and omelets and
Mm-hmm.
avocado toast,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just not there. It's,
I don't think so. I mean, not to make it worth doing.
yeah,
I mean, you'd get some people would love it and they'd be so glad you're there and it makes you feel good, but it's like 5 people and
yeah,
it's just not worth it.
because breakfast is my favorite thing to make. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would cook breakfast every day somewhere.
I'm not a
But
breakfast person.
no, I love cooking breakfast. You can do so many things with breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people see it different, but I love cooking breakfast. There's so many things you can create in breakfast. But it's just like they're just the support there is not. It's just not doing.
Unless you could do like a Saturday morning or something and like really heavily market it and say, come pick up a quiche or come pick up breakfast or something, like make an event out of it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just do a pop up.
Yeah.
In a restaurant. Yeah, breakfast from Sassy Chef. I don't know.
So we're slowing down a little bit. You got a lot going on in November. October's about over. How's your November look?
Catering, we have I think 2 caterings in November and 2 caterings in December. I'm
Okay.
hoping to book a few more. I had to turn one down the other day because it was a work Christmas party and I had already had another one booked. And I did post on Facebook for like all of us food truck owners
Mm-hmm.
to like share their availability and how many people they can handle, kind of just to help us all out, and like we can pass each other on like
Did you get a
different
good
catering
response
jobs.
from that?
I think there was a few people that answered,
I
and I'm not really
answered.
sure. There was a few. So I mean, it would just, I think it's a good way to help all of us
Hmm.
because I mean,
Well, I'm just now getting into the catering business end of the whole food truck thing because I was working full time for the last 4 years and could only do weekends like music festivals and special events, and I just really couldn't do catering. But now that I'm retired from a full time job, I want to get into that more. But I'm just trying to figure out how to get my name out there and do that. I've done 2 events so far, three. I've done 3 events so far, and so I've got one lined up for December. It'll be my biggest one so far, like 75 people, which I know is not huge, but for me, it's huge.
yeah,
Because I hadn't done that big before. I think my biggest one so far has been 25 or 30. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I want to kind of expand my catering. Somebody called me today, actually, to do a catering gig in December, but I'm out of town that day and I had to turn it down.
yeah. It. I don't like having to turn it down, but just sometimes you just have to. You just can't overbook yourself. But catering's definitely the way to go. That's where I started was catering, and then
Mm-hmm.
had the food truck, and then you know.
Catering's easier.
hmm I love catering. It's always something
Mm-hmm.
different.
It's
You're
fun.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, with the food truck, we always see different people. When we're at different events and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But catering is just what I love to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it is fun.
I'm
So
looking forward to doing more of it.
yeah,
I've got, let's see, November's next week's not too busy, but I've got 3 weekends at the Caverns in November. So hopefully this will be good events.
I have
And then I'm
one.
kind of down. I don't have anything else scheduled except for that one catering event for the rest of the year.
It'll be time to relax some.
Right? I'm going to do some traveling.
That'll be fun. We can't wait for our vacation in November.
You know what I can't wait for? Food Truck Expo.
I know it's going to be so much
I
fun.
don't know what to expect. I hope it's worth going
I
to.
think you're going to learn a lot.
I really don't know what to expect. I'm getting a shirts made, Sassy Chef and Good Foodie. So I'm going to represent us while I'm down there.
It's going to be so
So I'm
fun.
sure nobody has ever heard of
One
us.
of my one of my other favorite food podcast, food truck podcast is going to be down there as well. So
Well,
it's kind of
cool.
maybe we'll get to meet them.
I hope so. I plan to. I'm gonna go to a network thing they're having on that Tuesday night.
Get them to talk about us on theirs.
Right. Maybe we can do a joint podcast
Hey,
or
they talk
something.
about one of the other local podcasts from here, food truck,
Okay.
on their show.
All
Maybe
right.
maybe it's not too far fetched.
Well, I'll see what I can do there. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what to expect. I hope it's. I am anticipating good things. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward just to getting away for a little few days.
Yeah, and then it's fun too. So do you plan on like changing your menu up a little bit for the winter hours,
I'm
months,
gonna
just
add
like
soup.
soups?
Yeah, I'm gonna add soup and yeah.
Soups, hot chocolate,
I'll
ciders,
probably
the
keep
stuff.
my paninis because I can do like a soup sandwich combo,
Yes.
like a grilled cheese with a tomato soup or something, and ham and Swiss with a chicken soup. I don't know, or something.
That's like I know, like and I just said I just redid my whole entire
Mm-hmm.
menu to go back true to where I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be, but wraps really with soups, like
That would be good. You could
you
do a
think.
combo.
I was thinking wrap and soup combo, but
Yeah.
all my crazy grilled cheese I used to do good with would go great with soups too. So it's just like,
Jalapeno,
oh yes,
jalapeno popper grilled cheese. I know
yes,
my daughter got hooked on those.
that was one of the top ones for sure.
Yeah. And
Oh
I mean, I think that could still stay true to your thing because it's more gourmetish. It's different.
yeah,
I mean, I want to be healthy and all, but everybody don't want healthy, and so I'm just gonna be more try to be more gourmet,
mm-hmm.
and
But how do you be gourmet for kids?
well, for kids, yeah, I don't know, grilled cheese.
I want to do something on there for kids, but it's just so
Hmm.
hard. Like, I mean, for special events, I probably will change my menu up just a little
Hmm.
bit to have stuff that cater to kids a
Hmm.
little. But for my everyday roadside, I probably won't.
Well, I can do my bowls kid friendly. Like I can do like chicken and rice,
We
but
try
not
to
put
do
all the.
cheesy chicken, and no
Uh,
kid ever bought cheesy chicken.
I had a few kids at K Fest when we did that a couple weeks ago who just got like chicken and rice, or something like
There was
that.
a lot of kids there. We did.
Hmm.
That was a
It's a more
very like
family event.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a wide range of ages
Hmm.
there, and it was like really good because like we did serve several kids, so it was just like the hot dogs and the cheese quesadillas. Did
Hmm.
that's a good little. thing
Yeah.
to do for kids, but just it's not my
And I had some
routes.
kids who wanted like the bulgogi bowl and the falafel bowl, and I was like, "You
Oh
go,
wow.
yeah." It's
That's
like, "Good
good.
job, mom and
Yeah.
dad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not too many kids that would try new things like that.
My kids wouldn't have.
Probably little. My kids probably would not have either.
So my kids have turned into foodies, and that just makes my heart feel so good. Because
Mine too. It's like
I cooked different foods. They were growing
mhm.
up. We didn't sit down and have chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese for dinner. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with doing that. We just
Didn't.
decided as a
Yes.
family not to do it. And I've always tried to eat healthy, and I've
I mean, they got to have chicken tenders, but that wasn't something we had a
they get them
lot.
at grandma's
Yeah.
house.
That was the treats. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would eat different foods, and a lot of times they would choose not to eat them and eat a bowl of cereal or something instead. But now both my kids are adults, and I noticed they're cooking like some really exotic meals, and I'm pretty impressed with. I'm like, wow,
Makes you feel good.
it does. It
Especially when the
does.
boys call me and be like, "Hey, can I get your recipe for this?" Or "Hey, mom, will you teach us how to make this?" I'm like, "Yeah,
I've
it really
got
makes
one
me
in
feel good."
college, and she'll send me a picture of what she's cooking for dinner, and her roommates are like, "How did you learn how to do that?" Or like,
Your
so
mom's great.
yeah. So
I
all
got
those years of them complaining, though, getting
paid
a
off.
little validation back for it.
When the boys were little, I always Brussels sprouts, broccoli, whatever it was, I would try it one way with them. If they didn't like it, I would cook it another way until I found a way they liked it. So they had to try things several times before they could say, "No, we don't like that." So,
One of my kids got texture issues, so we struggled a lot. You
mm,
know, growing up trying to find things she would eat. She won't eat ground beef or any ground meat just because of the texture. And so it's been a struggle, but I'm seeing as adults though. I don't think they would tell me like, "Hey, mom, thanks for cooking healthy and making us eat," but I see it with what they're doing, and it
yeah,
just makes my mama
yes, it
heart feel a
does.
little good.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
The boys knew how to cook an egg probably every single way there is to cook an egg when
yeah,
they were younger. Because,
yeah. Like how
I,
many college kids can poach an egg?
yeah, yes. Because, or a 7-year-old that can poach an egg
Yeah.
and a soft boil an egg and crack it open and it'll be the perfect soft boiled egg. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like that. That always made me feel really good because they were always in there with me cooking and teaching them how to
Well, I've
do
got
it.
one daughter who's really into ethnic foods. She's always cooking something unusual. So,
That's
um,
that's the way my oldest one is. No,
mm-hmm.
my youngest one, he will try new stuff, but definitely my oldest one is more into trying that ethnic stuff.
Well, it makes my foodie heart feel good, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
being foodies
Maybe
are
I did
fun.
something right. Yeah. I'm sure I did a lot wrong, but maybe I did something right, as a parent.
They appreciate it. They may not ever say it, but
Yeah.
they do.
You can tell.
Yeah.
All right. What you got going on next week?
Oh, next week
We
I
already
have.
talked about that.
You know what?
I don't think we did.
I think
What
we
you got
talked
going
about
on?
like I just have roadside a couple times next week, and that's about it for me next week. What about you?
I don't have anything scheduled for next week. So I might do a roadside.
Oh, we have the school. Like I have the school.
Yeah.
Me and you both are starting to do the schools. They're really
I
a
don't
good
have
thing.
anybody on schedule for next week. I could try to do a school next week. I was thinking about just going camping. Yeah.
Hey, that's fun
So I don't
too.
know. I was looking at the weather. It's gonna be good camping weather.
There'll be no spiders.
Yeah.
I can handle that.
I
It's
try not to think
terrible.
about spiders. Yeah. And I think in 2 weeks we're both at the caverns together. That'll be fun. Then I head out for Food Truck Expo.
It's gonna be so much fun. And then you're going on another trip after that, right?
I am. We're going to go visit our exchange students in Germany.
That'll
I'm
be
going to
fun.
hit up some German food trucks, maybe.
You'll have
I
to
don't
send
know
me
if Germany has
pictures.
food trucks. I don't know. We're going to go to Christmas markets. I'm sure there'll be
I'm sure there'll be all kinds of food
or
trucks.
food
Yeah.
trucks or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Talk about tent food. I found out today that we are able to cook outside of our.
See, I've just been getting mixed signals from the health department. I'm scared. I'm a rule follower. I'm not one of these like, well, I'm gonna do it till I get caught. I can't do that.
Me either, and that's why I called her today. I called
Yeah.
her and I talked to her, and she said what I was wanting to do is okay. So we'll see. Like I think once she actually comes to see me again, I'll show her exactly what I'm wanting to do, so she sees it. But I
Yeah.
mean, the way I explained everything to her, she said we should be fine.
So
As long as
as
our
long as it's
tent is enclosed.
enclosed. You don't have to have anything on the floor?
She didn't
Okay.
say anything. She said as long as it's enclosed on all sides. But I'm like you though. I don't want to get in trouble. So I think when she comes next time, I
Uh-huh.
will show her what I'm talking about
Right.
before I actually do it.
What kind
So
of, do you have a big or small 3 compartment sink in your trailer?
it's not
Kind of.
huge, but it's not small.
Okay.
Like I can wash every dish that I have on there.
Okay.
It's just
Like will a crock pot size dish fit down in it?
yes.
Okay. So I've got a fairly big normal size 3 compartment sink and a Hemar sink on my trailer. On my big trailer, but my mini has these tiny little sinks on it. And so I think that's been the hang up of the health department for me actually cooking on the mini. Like it's only listed as a beverage truck. And I can do dip and serve off of it, but I can't cook on it. And it had to do with the size of my sinks.
Is there room to make your sinks a little smaller, a
Bigger,
larger?
no, I can't make them bigger. But the bigger issue was my water tanks, and that I can do something about. I think my water tanks weren't big enough. I forget exactly. I don't want to say the number, how many gallons, because I don't remember what she said, but mine were less than what I needed. But I can fix that. I just got to get a plumber to come do it. My husband tried. It didn't work too well.
Oh, yeah, we want to change up our plumbing for sure. It's on our list of many things to change to fix and
I've
make
got
my
this
truck
list,
better.
and we can't seem to get to it because my power cord on my big truck hangs out of a hole. It goes up in a hole in the bottom of the trailer, and it's a pain in the what to get that cord in and out. And the hole's not covered or anything. And normally we'll push it up in the hole, but it falls out if we had a big bump or something. And I showed up to one event and it was completely destroyed.
Your
And
power
my
cord?
power cord, my plug, my 50 amp plug, completely destroyed. And so I had no power when I got there. And I was the only food truck there. And thank goodness there was this man there who's like, oh, yeah, I can fix it. And he called somebody who was on his way there and said, oh, stop at Home Depot and get this. And he came, and 30 minutes later, I had power, which that was God, that was just God
That's
thing.
good, yeah.
But it falls out. It's done it again. It falls out. And so we're going to fix it to where you just plug it in the side of we're going to put
Like
a plug
ours.
outlet like
Yeah.
my Mini does, where it has a plug on the front of the actual truck on the nose. And then you just plug the cord into that, and it doesn't risk dragging.
That's the way ours is. But we've had to buy 2 new plugs because we've pulled off twice with it still plugged in. So that's another cost.
We've done that. The stupid tags I think we talked about before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just like I mean, those are all hidden costs we don't even think about when we put into this stuff. But
Yeah.
it's like we have pulled off 2 times and broke it. So we definitely have to, I don't know, fix it.
I was driving down the road. Yeah, I've got my phone number on the back of my food trailer. And we were driving down the road one day a couple of years ago, and somebody called me. And I answered it, and they were like in the car behind us. And they were like, your cage to your gas tank's open. I was like, oh, great. 100-pound gas tank, that's what we need. It just to fall out on the road in the car behind us. So
oh, you're talking about your like
the
big
cage.
propane.
Yeah, the 100-pound tank.
Oh, wow.
And so we immediately pulled over. We had not latched it. We had replaced the tank and not latched the cage. And you get in a hurry and you get busy, and you can't let that stuff slip like that. You just can't.
I know.
That's too big a risk.
We did it one night in an event. It was dark. We just thought we unhooked it. And Jimmy we got home and it wasn't there. So we were lucky we went back and it was still there. They had just come out. It pulled out of the trailer and stayed there on the side of the road. So we were, the night we sat up together at the concert at Twin Creeks.
Oh, really?
We pulled off and we were, I guess we were dragging it and it just came out. We really don't know what happened.
You hooked up your generator?
Yeah.
Oh, you left your generator?
No, we didn't leave the generator. We don't know how we left the cord, but it come loose from the trailer somehow.
Oh, wow.
Just like it broke it. But
oh, wow.
The little connectors,
Yeah.
Yeah. The cord we didn't have to replace, but the connector we did. That's what we've had to replace is the connectors.
I'm on my my water pump went out the other night on my Mini. I had just my boba truck out. What was I doing? I did something just bobas somewhere recently, and it worked. The water was working, and then halfway through the night, the water just quit working, and my water pump's dead. It just died right in the middle.
And it's new and barely used it.
Yeah, barely used. It's less than a year old, and I didn't get it. I didn't run out of water. Didn't suck air through it. I still have water in my tank, so I don't know why it died. So I ordered a new water pump. It's supposed to be delivered today or tomorrow. I don't think
because you'll need it for Saturday, right?
I need it for Saturday, yeah. So yeah, that was like a weird thing. just to go out like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another one of those hidden costs because
Yeah.
they're there everywhere every day. It's crazy.
I had to buy a new battery from a generator.
Didn't even know they
Evidently,
had batteries.
evidently I left the button on. I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know to turn that off too.
Well, at least you knew you had a battery. I
Well, it
did
wouldn't
not
start
know.
the other day, and my husband was like, "It won't start," and he figured out the battery was dead. And he said, "Oh, the battery button's still on." I didn't even know how to battery button. So live and learn. Stupid tax, more stupid tax. Won't do that again though.
That was mine today. It wouldn't stay. It wouldn't. It would start, but it wouldn't stay on. And I'm calling Jeremy. He's like, it won't stay on. He was like, I don't know. It's probably just cold. And I clicked it on while he's on the phone with me, so I could tell him what it was doing, and it stayed on.
Mm.
It was just like,
I got Starlink. It came in, got it set up to use for internet for my square on the food truck.
We want to do that so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like sometimes we just don't have signal.
Yeah.
That will come in handy on the base because I have no signal out there
I just got a
hardly.
clear view of the sky. Like I had a little trouble with it at the school I was at yesterday because it's a tree.
Oh, the trees,
road,
yeah.
But I was able to move it back and get it, not quite in the middle of the road, but had to scoot it back from the truck a little bit. But the mobile service, the Roam, is pretty affordable.
I mean, so do you have like?
You have to buy.
Can't go over so many minutes.
It's 50 megabytes, but it's $50. It's like $1 a megabyte. It's $50 a month, and you can pause it, like in the slow season, I guess. So you buy the hardware, it's like $300, but I think it'd be worth it, like at the caverns and Twin Creeks and more places like that where we don't have good internet. I'm gonna be in Giles County Saturday. I don't know how Verizon is out there. It's what I normally use. So yeah, I'm excited to see if it works all the time.
Yeah, that would be great because that's one of the issues with us. Like sometimes being scared that sales are not going to go through because we don't have signal.
I think if I'm just running the square, 50 gigabytes a month is more than enough. I mean, I think I've yet to use one whole gigabyte, and I've used it 3 times now.
See, I don't understand all that stuff. Jeremy says it's good. I'm like, okay,
we got this. I'm learning.
Yeah. I really do. I think that's one of the things I eventually want to do is the Starlink because it's not good going without signal. I mean, we've been at events before and we've had $65, $70 order not go through. But the guy told us, he was very honest. He was like, I'll give you my phone number and stuff. I'll even if it doesn't go through, you let me know. And we called him, he paid us over the phone and stuff like
I like give people my Venmo code and it's like when you get internet, please pay me.
Yeah.
And I hate doing that. And I only have 1 or 2 people ever not pay me. But so haven't had a big loss from that. But yeah, because I think I couldn't even get the offline payments on Square to work one night. But I think that was user error. That was me. It was like the first time I was trying to do offline payments. I didn't know how. And I was frantic because I had like 30 deep line, and I didn't have time to sit down and figure it out. So I was just like, oh, there's my Venmo code. Please, when you get internet to, Venmo me, please. And everybody did.
So do you just Venmo is separate from your Square? You don't even have to connect it to your Square. You just
Square as a cash sale.
Oh, okay.
Cash App goes through Square. If they do Cash App, it goes through
Square. It will? Okay.
Yeah, but Venmo, you might be able to do it through Square. I don't know. I hadn't looked at it, but I just put it as a cash sale. And it goes into my Venmo and I just transfer it into my bank account.
Those offline transactions doesn't scare Jeremy at all, but it always makes me like nervous because like what if you have 20 of them and they don't go through and then
Well, you get a note on your phone as soon as they do it says so just paid you.
Well, no, I'm talking about like if we don't have signal and you do the Square offline payments it worries me like
because if the card gets declined, but
and if we don't have signal, it don't tell us for hours later.
Have you had many cards get declined?
Actually,
I rarely have a card decline.
I've only luckily
like 1 or 2 in 4 years.
We had one at the caverns one weekend when we were down at the campground and but it was okay with us because that girl needed to eat no matter what. We would have given it to her for free anyways because she just needed to eat, and it's just like we didn't know for hours later that hers didn't go through, but that's the only time it's ever told us no, this was declined.
I know that's a risk, and it's a risk we got to take into consideration. But it's just not been an issue for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be in the future, but I just haven't had an issue with cards getting declined. I mean,
We haven't either. We
had a
haven't.
few, but it's been very rare.
And it's like, I don't worry so much about the cards being declined. I worry about the Square being offline and not taking the payment or something, and it's not necessarily the customer. It was just like Square didn't
Oh,
process it. That's what I get nervous
yeah.
about.
I don't know. I hadn't run into that. Usually, it's
Yeah.
processed everything
I
that's
trust you.
gone through. I don't know. I'm seeing more cash than I've been seeing in the past. My cash sales percentage has gone up. Like K-Fest, it was more than 50% cash, which was unusual. Usually that's
See,
like
ours wasn't
80%
really.
card. Really?
I don't. You know, I can't lie because I don't know. Jeremy keeps up with all that stuff, so.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was that much.
And my local events like roadsides have been more cash and less card. So I think people are getting tired of those card fees because I do charge card fee.
We just started that.
How much do you charge?
3.5, I think, or
So I
3.
just do 50 cents.
Oh.
Yeah.
We just do a 3.5% or something.
Yeah, I should
whatever
do percentage. It'd be more fair, but I hadn't figured out how to do percentage, and I figured out how to do 50 cents. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I need to sit down and figure it out though and do that to be more fair.
Yeah, I mean, because really though, it helps in our bottom line. It helps with our fees that we have to pay and the, at an event that we have to pay for to set up at the event or the Square.
I just want to cover my card fees.
Yeah,
what I have to pay.
That's what I'm saying. Like either way, like it's helping something. Like one of those, it just helps take off that bottom line of that because it gets expensive.
It does. It does. Cards are getting more expensive to use. All right. Well, I wish you the best next month. I mean, next month. Next week. I'm sorry. Next week.
And then we'll see you again in a couple weeks for setup. I'll see you next week for the podcast.
Together. Yeah. We'll do meet back up here next week and do episode 6.
We need to do a live show from the
finished episode 5 now.
I know people like and follow us and listen.
Us, tell people about us. Give us some feedback.
We should do a live one for my next event.
Let's do it.
Who else is going to be there with us? Another food truck. We need to get them in on it.
Let's do it.
Go to their truck and interview them. So if you're going to be there with us on the 8th, get ready. Yeah. We're going to interview you. I think I know who you are.
All right. Well, I'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye.